3 people are dead and another 4 people have been hurt after a deadly shooting in Seattle. People were at the Bite of Seattle when it all happened.
Let's look at the forecast, where it is going to be a dry start to this week with temperatures near normal, but what you need to be prepared for in the days ahead, that's coming up.
And a vigil in North Idaho for people killed by immigrations and custom enforcement, how people there remember those who have died. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. We do begin with breaking news this afternoon. Today, Byran Kohberger claims he is innocent of the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. Court documents confirming that he has filed a notice to appeal. You may remember last summer he pleaded guilty ahead of his trial, avoiding a possible death penalty. Since then, he has been in prison serving out his life sentence. We will continue to track that story and, of course, have more available coming up later today. In the meantime, 3 people are dead and 4 others were hurt. This is from a shooting at the Seattle Center on Sunday evening. It happened during the Bite of Seattle, which is right next to the Space Needle. Today, we know the victims range in age from 2 years old to 56 years old. Governor Bob Ferguson addressing the public from the Seattle Center last night about the tragedy.
Any shooting like this is senseless. I think it's magnified for an event like this. And so all of us, our hearts go out to everybody who's impacted by this. I can't imagine being the parent of a 2-year-old toddler, for example, who's injured in a shooting like this. But for everybody who's impacted, our hearts go out to them.
And he was talking about a 2-year-old little boy. He is still recovering in the hospital today, and 3 other people who did go to the hospital have been cleared to go home. And last night, police did arrest a suspect in that case, a 15-year-old boy. Seattle police say they are still looking for another suspect at this time. Farah Jodran has details from Seattle.
Yeah, people were standing right where I am outside of the armory here on Seattle Center grounds, but it was chaos at first because people were confused. They thought they were hearing firecrackers, but quickly realized it was gunfire. As we've mentioned in all of our coverage, this is a family-friendly event. A lot of children were here, and sadly, a 2-year-old boy was among those who were shot. Take a look at this video. It's from one of the vendor booths, and the shots ring out. People are rushing by. They're screaming. Some people are seen running away, carrying children. Areas of Bite of Seattle show the aftermath of that panic. Barriers and small fencing were knocked down or destroyed. One man told us he was trying to get to safety, but stopped to help others.
I'm running. I ran. I hopped over the barrier. After, I seen, people struggling to get over, mother, kids, and everyone. So I started grabbing, kids, moms, dads, anyone that needed help. I started tossing them over. Just everyone crying everywhere. It went from somewhere being so playful and joyful to something being so horrific. And I seen people on the floor trying to take cover. I heard a bang, 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 and then yelling. Just straight yelling. 3 people are dead and 4 others were injured. As I mentioned, a 2-year-old boy among those who were shot. Seattle police say they saw 2 people shooting at each other. They quickly jumped into action to keep any more chaos from erupting here. But here on the grounds, you can see just a lot of garbage, a lot of disaster as people rushed very quickly to get to safety. Police telling them that they needed to get out of the area. Of course, it was a crime scene. They were looking for the people responsible. So we'll keep you up to date on what's happening here in terms of wrapping up the event, cleaning up things, and the investigation as well. In Seattle, Farah Jodran, King 5 News.
We will certainly continue to track that story. And then this here, closer to home, intense flames from a massive apartment fire happened in Spokane Valley. Today, about 60 people are without a place to call home. Spokane Valley Fire says a fire spread through all 5 floors of one building at the Eagle Rock Apartments. The upper units had extensive damage, while others suffered from smoke and water damage. No one was hurt, luckily, in that fire. However, several pets did die. The Red Cross is helping displaced people. The fire's cause continues to remain under investigation, and we'll continue to track that. So a lot of news happening around the region today. We're going to take a pause on that and talk about the day's weather with Jenny Power. Jenny, certainly a mild day compared to what we saw maybe over the last several days in terms of high heat and wind. What can we expect this afternoon and into the evening?
Yeah, Laura, taking a look at some of the conditions here, this week in general is going to be calmer in comparison to, yes, the high heat, the multiple days of critical fire danger that we were dealing with last week. And as I'm out here in the Outdoor Weather Center, it certainly feels like a nice summer day. Live look for you over Lake Coeur d'Alene, where the skies are mostly clear. We've seen a little bit of haze here and there, but temperatures are definitely on the rise. 78 degrees is where we're at right now over in the Lake City, and winds are fairly light coming out of the south here at about 5 to 10 miles per hour sustained is what we've been seeing across the region. We're at 80 degrees currently in Spokane, partly cloudy skies, but not too bad as I'm out here in the Outdoor Weather Center. 81 degrees right now in Moses Lake with some upper 70s currently down on the Palouse and low 80s in North Idaho. As we move forward, we're keeping a close eye on our air quality, where still some of the worst air quality is actually up toward Omak and parts of the Okanagan Valley, because we have these light winds coming out of the south that have pushed a lot of more dense wildfire smoke to areas north of fires. But moving forward, we are going to watch for a little bit of a change in our wind direction this evening that could funnel some more smoke into eastern Washington and North Idaho. It's why we still have air quality alerts in place. These are now going to be extended and reevaluated on Wednesday for all of these counties that are shaded in gray because of the potential of dipping into that unhealthy realm. A look at the extended forecast, though, as well as what you need to be prepared for the end of the week in a few minutes. Laura.
Jenny, thank you. Measles is on the rise here in the United States. In fact, sitting now at record numbers. The message from health officials. That story coming up.